My vision is that learning should be fun, otherwise it's boring, and people don't like boring things. And when something feels boring, you are less prone to want to learn about it. Hi guys, how are you doing today?
Good. I took all your classes, by the way.
Thank you. Well, I'm super happy to meet you today. Actually, I signed in just to present a bit the H2O University department and what we have done up to this point to get you more familiarized with our LLM Adobe Learning Management System platform and just give you overall updates so that you know whom to contact in case you have training or customer education requests. So just let me please share my screen and I'll start right away. Actually, within AI companies, the pillars of training and customer education stand as essential cornerstones, I think, and that's the reason why I'm here. So training not only propel adoption, trust, and satisfaction, but also serve as a catalyst that unlocks full potential for the value of AI solutions that we offer. So in my own view, I think training is extremely important in application adoption, in tool adoption for our customers, but training is also very important for prospecting clients because whenever they want to subscribe to a particular service, if they see that the training is something that we are offering and that the onboarding on the tools is going to be easier and they are going to have a good time while doing that, well, they are going to be more prone, and that's the scientific literature presenting, into adopting that service, into wanting to subscribe, into not wanting to churn. And so this is why actually, since my arrival, we started this initiative. And so this is the H2O.ai University, which is exactly the place where we are creating content, where we are responsible of certification programs, and we are trying to make our customer-facing data scientists lives easier. Just because I think when we are approaching through videos and learning paths, concepts that were previously presented by customer-facing data scientists, well, actually we give the opportunity to the customers to spend time on the materials, to learn by themselves the first stages of product adoption, and then to be able to come back to the customer-facing data scientist with more pertinent questions. So that's why training is not only important for our clients, but also for our colleagues, because they will be able to send the clients in those places where they can form themselves and they can reassure that the learning that they are going to have is going to be backed up. So that's a bit the idea of the university itself. And I'm actually guiding this entire process. I have a colleague with me who is assisting a lot in the video creation process, and our team is very dedicated in delivering exceptional learning experiences. So actually that's what I am trying to do, because my vision is that learning should be fun, otherwise it's boring and people don't like boring things. And when something feels boring, you are less prone to want to learn about it. So directly, you should be actually having a sort of an emotional connection to the material that you're learning. And I think through creating videos and making them dynamic and interactive and having assignments throughout, well, actually, we make people paying more attention to the entire learning process. And that is going to be more fun for them to do. That's why actually, based on some feedback that I received, the majority of the feedbacks actually are very positive. People appreciate this type of content, and I'm very happy that I found that structure that combines the utility of onboarding on a product with the pleasure of also doing that. So we continually try to expand our horizons to inspire and empower our colleagues and clients to onboard on our AI tools. So what happens is that actually I developed a process where the entire pipeline of content creation is actually managed by myself and my colleague, of course with the intervention of colleagues from customer data science teams who give us their feedback with respect to that content. So whenever I'm creating content, I'm making sure that that content is also read by our colleagues, so that we make sure we align with the overall strategy of the presentation of that particular topic. Also, the feedback flow from the data science teams, the customer facing, is really important because they are the primary individuals in our company who are facing those customers. They are the people who get to hear the questions, the concerns of those customers with respect to our products. So whenever we receive feedback, we need to make sure we incorporate it within our courses so that we answer to their questions before them being asked. So that's why I think, like, from my many years of experience as a trainer and instructor in data science, what I found was the perfect spot for people to actually appreciate a class is actually being able to answer to their questions or potential questions before them being asked. That's what I'm also trying to do through the training experience, and especially with these particular videos. So not to make too much of a speech here, what is happening when I am in that content creation process is actually I receive input with respect to what is the most important course that we need to work on. What is the priority? What do we need to develop? What is the most requested from our clients, and how urgent that situation is? And so based on that, I am consulting with colleagues such as Shivam or Romula or Olivier, like a lot of people in our teams, who help me actually prioritize which topics are going to be transformed into a course. Once this is set in, well, what I'm usually doing is I'm onboarding on the tool in case I don't actually have too much experience with it. Now it's not the case anymore because I am so curious and I learned so many things along the way. So that part is covered. Then what I'm doing is talking to people who are customer-facing data scientists to see their feedback, their input. I am also discussing with people who are responsible of those applications, see what the documentation available is, see who can help or not with respect to script development, and then I am writing the entire script. In the next stage, this script usually is being validated, and I base the video on that particular script. So I'm creating the video, I try to have a nice setup. The most important thing actually is to make sure the audio is of good quality, because we observe that it's not the video as important in terms of quality. If the video has a perfect quality but the audio is not very good, people tend to churn or to not want to view that video anymore. So the audio quality is very important. I record the video, then I transmit it to my colleague Dinul, who edits out all the pieces so that it is fluent in its presentation. Then when all these parts are being done, and he also adds some of the animation and stuff like that, I usually receive the video back and I'm doing the latest updates. This is the point where I'm adding screen recordings, some of the screen recordings if Dinul did not have the occasion, screenshots from different support presentations, more dynamic output, pop-up text, and all those interesting things that keep the viewer's attention engaged. And so what I'm also trying to do is to split those videos into smaller chunks, just because I observed that people tend to be more attentive if it's up to 5 or 10 minutes of video, but they usually are not so interested in watching a full 1 hour or 2 hours video from a go. And so that's why I'm splitting them into chunks, and they are ready to go after I create the template. And so that's a bit the process. Afterwards, I think you all have been notified with respect to that video being published. And so I'm presenting to you this process because the roles and responsibilities that we have are mainly around the training program, which means actually enforcing this idea of skill development in our company, but also externally. So training program, this aims to develop and enhance everyone's, like the viewers' skills and provides them with practical knowledge and expertise in a specific field or discipline. In our case, is on our own tools that we decided we should be creating content on. As for the moment, given the fact that we don't have a lot of content on the video side, I'm developing more courses that are starter course because I know that out of the huge amount of clients that we have, the majority of them would want to onboard on the tools before going into the specifics and the more advanced technicalities. The second part is actually the certification program. So this we offer a form of recognition which is formal, and we have certification programs for the majority of our learning paths, which validates everyone's proficiency or knowledge with respect to the topic. This gives more credibility also to them as they completed the certification, but also to us, because my aim would be to enforce as much as possible this certification program, because we want to make sure we set ourselves as an authority in issuing certifications on our tools. This is already the case, but I would like it to be even more important from now on. And so that's something that I always have on my back of my mind. How do we develop certification programs that are easily accessible, that are interesting and also challenging, but that have a pretty huge amount of people who are able to have them. Well, skill enhancement here comes hand in hand with our program training and certification. So professional advancement is important. I saw that our courses are great for people who onboard also in our company, and some of the learning paths that they are taking actually are going to be useful for them in onboarding on those particular products. And continuous learning is another role that I hold very dear, as this is a sort of part of a broader commitment to lifelong learning. And when you enter into a company, not only you need to accommodate yourself with the entire company's structure, organization, you also need to learn constantly about tools. And so our tools are always evolving, and we need to make sure that we keep them updated, and our courses as well. And so useful resources, well, you already know a lot of them. Aquarium for me is a great resource that we have for our prospecting clients, and that I'm also using in our courses. Why? Because I am trying to develop courses that are not only targeted for our customers, but who can also be for a broader audience who maybe is not super sure if they want to adopt our product. So through these courses, and by giving them access to some of the labs that we have over there just as a trial, I think that we are making a huge step into actually helping them decide by themselves. So I understand that Aquarium has initially created as a source of labs within a training context on site or during webinars. I also like to use it as a form of learning for people who don't have access to our products. Another use for resources, of course, it's our YouTube content. And over there, whenever I am creating a course, I make sure I also publish that course online, because we are an open community and we want to share everything that we're doing with everyone. And so you see here the necessity of having Aquarium Labs available in the context where people don't actually have access to our cloud. As for the moment, we have 3 playlists that are complete, and those 3 playlists actually are posted as well on our Adobe LMS. So Adobe LMS is the first place where we publish internally and externally our courses, and then we publish them on YouTube. But on YouTube, we have great results. Actually, the 3 of the top 5 videos with the greatest viewership are these ones, like driverless AI, H2O GPT, and LLM Studio. And that makes me think that we have a huge community who is waiting for good content and who is waiting also for some content in YouTube style. But on YouTube is just a side of publishing the courses. We also publish them in Adobe LMS. And so we do that because here we can easily manage all the courses and all the access rights that we can give to anyone. So when you are onboarding, when you enter into the company, you are signed in by default in our certification programs on Adobe LMS. But in case you see that not all your clients are being onboarded on our courses, please let us know, just because it's so important to make sure our clients are the first ones who have access to our content. Why is it so important? Well, actually, because there is our certification program. So people who are enrolled in Adobe LMS are the people who have access to our quizzes and to certifications that we issue for each learning path. And so this is a good thing, just because every employee has access to all the certifications. I would encourage you to take them and post them on LinkedIn so that we have even more waves around our certification programs. But that's a good thing because all our customers can also boast themselves with the fact that they are certified. And I recently saw some postings about that, and I was super happy that it's going great. For people who are not enrolled in our Adobe LMS, we have an email address. I forgot to put it here, but it's certification@H2O.ai. This is the place where everyone can request access with an Okta account to our Adobe LMS, and Priya will make sure they have access so that they can take the certification. How do you enroll in this program? Well, actually, from your user employee account sso.h2o.ai, you have access to Adobe. So you see here a sort of a nice square for Adobe LMS. And when you click on it, you are signed in with your H2O.ai account into the Adobe LMS system. Here, normally on the home page, you can also see the learning lists where you have been automatically enrolled. If this is not the case, I would highly recommend you to go and use the search button and type for that particular tool. In this case, let's say Hydrogen Torch was last week posted. So if you don't see it on your screen, you just type Hydrogen Torch and normally you would see the course. You can enroll yourself in that particular course. And that's the onboarding assignment for everyone joining in the company. Take the Driverless AI Starter course. That's a friendly course that you can take no matter your background in data science, because once again, I try to make things as easy as possible for everyone and bring everyone to the same level of information no matter the background. If you are a Kaggle Grandmaster, well, even better. You don't need so much brainstorming on this tool, but I would highly encourage you to start posting the certifications on your LinkedIn, just because it will give us more visibility with respect to that. This is what the certificate looks like, and whenever you're completing a course, you are going to have the date, the name of the course, and your name on it. Coming up next, well, we have a lot of things in store. Like I'm pretty busy making sure everyone is having a fun while learning stuff. Coming up next at the end of January, I think we might have the publishing of our H2O.ai University website. So thanks a lot to the design team for making this possible. I am also going to start working on a learning path for Label Genie. And also going to start working on our cloud interface for executives, just to make sure that everyone who is taking that course is able to understand what our platform is about and to take their business decisions accordingly, hoping that they are with us. So yeah, those are the big topics right now. And I'm looking forward to receiving any sort of feedback from your side, any sort of assistance. I'm here to help Dinul as well, and we are super excited about what's in store for 2024. That's it.